I apologize, but I'm trying to finalize. Okay, so Susie would talk to me through the gate of the backyard, and I told y'all, my grandma backyard. Okay, because there was a fence that separated both of our backyards, which would have been connected other than there was a fence right there. Okay, so I remember her, talking to me. I used to do this thing like with my record player because we had records back in the day, and I would pretend like I was a DJ, okay? And I would sing a little bit, try to write songs, okay? I was doing that too. And my mother had like, my adopted mom had like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 records, maybe 500 to 1,000. I don't know, but it was the little small ones. Remember, they used to have the big ones and the small ones. She had the Staples singers. She had Diana Ross. She had Gladys Knight. She had the Temptations, and Lord, she had everybody. And I think by me listening to the old school music all the time, it made me, and then growing up in a gospel environment made me the writer, the songwriter that I am to this day. I have the ability, whether I do it or not. Like I get back in that studio anytime, day or place, and you would think that I had not missed a beat. So yeah, I would be sitting and doing that. I had my little record player, and I would be pretending like I was a DJ. So the whole time, being that Miss Susie stayed right next door in the Green Projects, she would hear me. So I remember her saying one day, she was like, yeah, I be hearing you. You be sounding good. That's what she told me. And then one day, because I wasn't really like out there like that, like people said I was. I wasn't. But we did have like maybe, I don't know, a couple of like pro athletes, you know what I'm saying, from my hometown. So this one was really digging me. So he was like, I'm going to swing by or whatever. And I remember like he rode down the street of my grandma's house. And I just happened to like get into his vehicle. And it was a certain type of vehicle. Okay. And it was a SUV, it was white. And I went in there for a good 5 minutes. Man, Susie, I just heard her mouth. And I didn't even know her to be my mother at this time. You know what I'm saying? It triggered her. She was like, I don't know, she must have saw me, from the inside of her house. From the inside of her house, she was watching me. She was like, all right, Letitia. She had one of them voices that you could hear for miles. It was like, and it did something to your soul. Like it was, you ever seen one of them women from the projects with them lungs? And she had a certain aura about her. It was like a trembling, I was like, oh my, it was like, damn, she my mama. It was as if your mother would have called you. That's how I felt. And my mother had a fierce, my adopted mother has a fierce, or had, God bless the dead. Both of them are deceased, so God bless both of them. And Walt is dead as well. So none of these people are alive right now. Not the majority of them aren't, okay? Um, but it just really shrieked my soul. But so she saw it, and I'm like, thinking to myself, what interest of it would be to Susie that I'm in the car with, this dude that everybody know from my hometown that I'm not gonna say his name, and no, I never slept with him, and no, my oldest son is not his. Everybody think like if I was with a pro athlete, do you really think that my life would have went like it did if I really had a baby from him? And they be trying to say that, but no, it's not true. Yeah, I'm telling the truth though. This is not a story. This is actually true life. So I was told that I have to get, it's a certain type of attorney that handles these cases. And I don't know the name of it, but they handle genetic type issues because my father's DNA is still on record some type of way. There's a way that they can get the DNA of a deceased person. And some type of way they have the DNA on file. I guess because there's forensics, and then they did the autopsy. This is my life story. You would have to watch part 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, I kept hanging up on y'all. It kept messing up the sound every time my fiance called. So yeah, it runs really deep. Like my dad been really good to my fiance's family, like really, really good. Like I didn't even know all the things we didn't even know. Like his dad has been talking because my daddy was best friends with his father's brother. So my boy, anyway, so you know how people get to talking and stuff. So you will have to go back and watch part one and part two. But so, yeah, I need to get an attorney to challenge the estate. There is an estate. And hello, I've had several readings with people from one end of the earth to another end of the earth. And this inheritance that I'm supposed to have, they keep pulling it up. Now, with me, it honestly ain't even about the money because I don't feel like I have a strong connection to any family. I am starting to feel like I'm connected to some people, though. So I won't say that. I used to feel unconnected to, my family, but now I feel more connected to them than ever, more so than I ever have. So, times change, tides change. But so with me, it still would be more about now, I guess it wouldn't be about getting to know them because I don't know if I would want to. Now, I do have another brother that's on my maternal side. I talked about the white side, the commissioner brother that I have. And y'all probably done seen my daddy's barbecue sauce in the store, and it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I don't even think about stuff like that because it's really sickening. But however, what am I trying to say? Yeah, so my maternal side, okay, on my mother's side, she has a son, and now he's not mixed or anything because his father is black and of course my mother is black. So he's real dark skinned, just like my mother. A very handsome chocolate man. Okay, my brother is. Okay, and he owns a construction company. And I had been wondering why he wouldn't agree to the maternal test, just like my white sister won't agree to the paternal test because, well, she wouldn't know. Pam wouldn't know. Oh, and my biological name was Patricia, but my mother didn't like that. Shirley didn't like that. So she changed it to Letitia. So, oh, thank you, Skyla. So what is misconstrued saying? I don't Turk away too. So anyway, what happened? What was I trying to say? Oh yeah. So, um, my own, biological maternal side brother, he would not agree to do the test, the maternal test. So I was like, I never understood it, but it really, really did hurt my feelings. And his wife, you know what I'm saying? Like she happened to be in talking, I don't know if I told y'all how I found out this girl was my cousin. All right, because we were talking one day on the phone, one of my classmates. And what did I say? I just so happened to say, Susie's supposed to be my mother. My grandmother told me that was my real mother. And she was like, what? That's my auntie. So, um, this whole thing is just, it is a trip. No incest at all. What are you talking about? Nobody said nothing about incest. I said I was talking to a classmate one day, telling her who my biological mother was, allegedly. And she said, what? That's my auntie. That's what I said. So we found out we were cousins. Okay. So anyway, she has a godmother that just so happens to be my biological brother's wife. Okay. And she had been telling me, oh, my godmama, she gonna do this, she gonna do that, she gonna do that. I say, that's not what I've been hearing. I've been hearing through the years. And I even know my alleged brother's brother, who is also my god brother. Oh my God. Just so happens to be, we're just really close friends. Okay. We've always have been all through the years. So what am I by? It's a lot, y'all. So anyway, I've been told by him and other people that his wife is funny and she's not going to allow him to do the maternal tests with me. Okay. And she hasn't. So I was trying to tell my cousin that. And my cousin didn't want to believe it. Well, lo and behold, she happened to be, I went to her house one day because I could just walk in her house and everything. I would go over there on the weekends, right, in my hometown and go and visit her. So I walked in and she was on the phone. It was like she was getting loud with somebody. She was talking to my brother's alleged wife. And they were going back and forth. And then she found out that the woman did not want him to take the test. So she wound up putting me on the phone. And I told her, you got to be careful because you mess around and find yourself in a situation, honey, where you need a lung or this or that, and you might have to be careful with how you treat people, because y'all might just need me, is what I told her as. Okay. So anyway, she did tell me this though. She said that one day back in the day, we were at our church. She was at church, sitting down in church, and that she sat beside my adoptive mother, and that my adoptive mother told her, you know, Vincent is Tisha's brother. That's what she told me. You know, Vincent is Tisha's brother. She said she looked, and she said, yeah. So anyway, yeah. No, I ain't do no brother. I ain't say nothing about no brother. I don't even know this man that much. We're just talking about the fact that people that's supposed to be my real siblings, father, stuff like that. This has nothing to do with no incest. Okay. So that's what it was, y'all. So I don't know. I'll keep y'all posted if anything happy. If I even find just my half brother, the boy that's over there, and I ain't gonna say where he live at. But anyway, he's somewhere here, and it is in Florida, and I don't want to. Anyway, that's crazy. No, I cannot. But I'm gonna end this story because that's pretty much all I have. I do have. What's up? Okay, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.